Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Come on in. We are wrapping up our wealth talks today. Can you believe that? This is the core curriculum of our wealth talks. We'll probably have a question and answer session at some point if I get enough questions in the comments. But I am finishing what I had planned initially to say about wealth. So, the 6 topics we wanted to try to cover were biblical principles for wealth building, the what and why of wealth building, flow for wealth building, investing for wealth building, and then passing wealth on. We are finally at number 6, passing wealth on. I have 3 things I want to share with you right quick. First of all, our wealth should outlive our dying bodies. Our wealth should outlive our dying bodies. No matter how wealthy we may become, we have dying bodies. What will happen to our wealth when we die? This is the area of estate planning. When passages like Proverbs 13:22 talk about a good person leaving an inheritance for their grands, this says to me that my goal should not be to make all the money that I can make and then spend all of it on me. I believe I should be trying to pass it on to responsible parties after I'm gone. Think about how your wealth could be a blessing to your church, schools, medical research, disaster relief, etc. after you're gone. Endowments can help keep our institutions strong, right? So depending upon how much wealth you have, your first priority is probably your children, your grandchildren, etc. But if the Lord blesses you to have more than they need, you might want to consider these other entities that I've just listed. Responsible parties is code for making sure you leave the assets in the care of someone who can handle them. This may or may not be your children or grands. If we was in church, I would ask you, could I get an amen? All right. Sometimes the people you love do not have the wisdom and discipline to manage the wealth. And if you don't want your wealth to be thrown away within a couple of years after your death, you might want to make sure you leave the wealth in the hands of responsible parties. The second thing I want to say is consider how your assets are owned. One way to handle estate issues is to make the person or entity that you want to own the asset after your death a joint owner while you are alive. The ideal is that when you die, the remaining owner simply takes over without probate court and a lot of transitional issues. You may even consider transferring ownership totally to the person or entity so you can see how they will handle it while you are still alive. So you might want to consider transferring the ownership of the asset to the person or the entity that you want to have it when you're gone. You might want to do that while you're still alive. You get a chance to see what they're going to do with it. That may be a good or bad thing, depending upon who you're passing it off to. Then the third thing I want to share with you is learn about wills and living trusts. Wills are very important to have in place, and depending upon the size of your estate and your desires, you may want to have a living trust. A living trust can allow you to set up stipulations like your children can only have so much of the money per year while the rest of the money continues to work. As with investing, do some reading and talking with trusted advisors so you can make informed decisions. Now, I'm wrapping up by just asking that if you found value in this video, would you please like, share, comment. If you're watching me on YouTube, would you like and comment on the video, but also subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for sharing with me on in this series of wealth talks. We have covered a lot of ground, and I pray that it has been a blessing to you. Again, thank you so much for sticking your head in. Have a great day.